Hey, so how y'all doing? Welcome back to the video. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. So today I'm going to change this out. This is the Power Star made by Bosch. It's been a very good hot water heater, but I've been working on it for a while now. It's about 12 years old. Should have lasted a little longer than that. But the heating element went out, and the canister that holds the heating element, it just no matter what you do, this seal will not seal around here. And it's, they give you they gave me the heating element because the heating element was under warranty, but it just keeps leaking around that seal, so I don't want that. And they're not actually, the hot water heaters are not that expensive, so I just went and bought a new Rheem hot water heater. And I will put all the information down below in the description about the new one. And it was around $500 for the new heater. So I'm going to unbox it, put it on the wall, and hopefully you guys will stick around and I'll give you step-by-step instructions on how I do this. And hopefully I can get it installed here in just a little bit so we can get some hot water back on the house. But I'm not going to bore you with taking it out of the box and all that stuff. I'm going to do that, get my tools ready, and I'll be back in just a minute and we'll start taking that one off and putting the new one on. Okay, so I got it out of the box. This is what it looks like. It's kind of thin line. And in the bottom, you see that's where the wires go in for the power, and that's where the cold water comes in. That's where the hot water comes out. Pretty simple. There's a lot of them out there that have so much piping coming out the bottom, it looks like you're trying to send water to New York City or something. I just don't understand it, because this is what you need right here. This is an easy install, and it just makes it more simple. And so that was the reason I had this Power Star, for the same reason. You have cold water going in, hot water coming out, and then you have your power cord going in here, and then that's it. That's all you do. So it looks like this is going to be a simple setup, but now I got to take the cover off and see how easy it's going to be. So let me take the cover off now. Okay, now this is what this one looks like once you take the cover off. And you have two places to put your wires here. Well, actually it's four places, but it's L1 and L2, and then L1 and L2 for the other side, which gives it 240 volts. Now, one thing that I looked at all the literature and did not see is where to hook the ground. Well, the ground goes right here on these two lugs here, but there's nothing in the literature anywhere that says anything about the ground. So I'm kind of disappointed in Rheem that it's not in any other books or anything else about the ground wires. So you got to make sure you hook up your ground wires. You want to be grounded. They make a pretty nice instruction manual here, but nowhere, I didn't read it word for word, but I looked at, let me just get here to the wiring diagram, and nowhere on this wiring diagram does it mention a ground. I'm disappointed, Rheem. I'm going to go outside and turn the water off, even though I've got all my valves shut off. I want to make sure, and I'm going to drain some of the water around the house, just to make sure that I get as little bit of spillage here as possible when I go to take this off the wall. Because once I disconnect this, I cannot use the water in the house till I get the new one connected. I'm going to go do that, and I'll be right back again. Stand by. It'll be short. Okay, this is where the fun starts. I've turned the water off. I've drained as much as I can from the sink. It quit draining. So now I'm going to take these off, and hopefully I can catch it all in this pan and it won't be a mess all over. Okay, that's the cold water side. No, this is the hot water side. The one I just took off, this is the hot water. This is the cold water. It might have a little bit more in it. Okay, well, I was expecting a little bit because this one here was still full of water. I had emptied this one. So I was expecting that. So now I'm going to go dump that out before I start taking the electrical off. Okay, now next, I don't know if you can see it or not, but I'm going to be taking these leads off. And they're a flat screwdriver, so I'm going to take those off. I'm going to take the camera over there and take a picture of it so you can see what I'm doing, and then I'll continue on with it. So as you hear me talking now, I'm going to be talking about, this is L2, L1, L2, and L1, I do believe. Yeah, L1, L2, L1, L2. And then this is the ground that's going to go to that ground bar I showed you earlier. So that's what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be taking these off and taking these wires out. So I want to keep these pairs together like I have them here, because it's been working fine, and that's the proper way to do it. So L1 and L2 and L1 and L2, that's two 40 amp double pole breakers, and I'll show you a picture of that right there, and that's what I'm working on now. So I just want to write it on here. I've already got paper on here. I just want to make sure that's a 2. And I also have a piece of tape around the 2 that stay together, so you don't confuse them. Because if you have L1 and L2 mixed up, you won't get the right voltage and it won't work. So you got to make sure that the breakers have the right wires coming to the right part on the Rheem Tankless hot water heater. I know I'm talking a little bit more about this than I should, but I just want you to understand it's important to keep the wiring proper. Okay, so now I got it disconnected. I got a bunch of screws in here I got to get out of here. And now this is ready to come off. So out with the old one and in with the new one. Here we go. Okay, now the new one's a little bit taller. I don't think those screw holes are going to work. But we're just going to hold it up here and see. Because that would go there. Huh. By George, I think that'll work. Those screws are like a 1/4 of an inch off from working with this heater. Okay, so now I have the water all hooked up. Now all I got to do is hook up the electrical. Okay, so now I got all the wiring connected. I know this is a little short. I'll take care of that at another time after the video. But the water's all hooked up. The power's hooked up. Now I'm going to go turn the water on. We're going to do a leak test. I got a bad hose, so I got a leak. So now I got to go to Lowe's and get a hose. Son of a gun. So I've taken these ends off. I don't know, I probably could have changed the gaskets. But I went ahead and got 2 new hoses. So we're going to try to change those out. I think that's okay. I'm going to go turn the water on and try it out. And if we don't have no leaks, then we can turn the power on. Okay, now the water's on. Just got to go run it through the spigot. Make sure it's got all the air out. Okay, so now where I'm purging the system, make sure there's no air in the system, and it's full of water. And it seems to be doing okay. No more leaks. Whew. This has been a nightmare. It's such an easy job. Seems to be doing okay. I'm going to go turn the water off, go turn the power on. Okay, the power's on. So now I'm going to put this knob on here just a little bit. Okay, 122 degrees. Let's go turn it on and see if it's working. It says 122. Okay, now I can feel hot water coming through here. It says 130. I'm gonna go check it at the faucet and see how it's doing. Might be a little hotter than I want it. Okay, now I'm going to set this back on here. Shouldn't be no problem. Okay, so it's set on 122. Got a little house cleaning to do here, and I'll take care of this later at a later date. I got to extend this into there. And that's all for this video. Hey, thanks for hanging around to the end. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel, and I have another video for you soon. And it could be about anything. Hey, you can't just do one thing all the time, can you? Hey, thanks for watching. You guys have an awesome day.